Part 4 of my conversation about e-collars, and thank you for your continued engagement in this. I know that some of you who are using these collars, I know that it's frustrating that you want to talk about these collars in ways that I'm not guiding this this discussion. Okay, so this is, as I'm sure you'll appreciate, okay, this is my train set my rules, okay, and I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I don't mean that to be arrogant at all, okay. I have a message which I'm trying to put out, and I'm trying to put that out, and so because of that, and that might be contrary to what you, how you train your dog, or the way that you think a dog should be trained, or could be trained, or can be trained. I know because it's contrary to that, that can cause frustration, and you want to engage with me in a way that I don't want to engage with. So, and because of that, I thank you for your continued engagement, okay, and I sincerely mean that, okay. Now in the last part, or the last couple of parts, we're talking about it, some of the comments have been that I am misinformed, okay, or uninformed about how you use an e-collar, okay. So what I'm asking for in this part is, if you use an e-collar, tell me how they work in terms of operant conditioning, okay. So with operant conditioning, which is how behaviour is formed, okay, and if you're coming into this and telling me that there's other paradigms for behaviour modification, take it elsewhere, okay. I'm just not entertaining it, I'm just not, okay. So, right, so we're talking about it in terms of operant conditioning. Tell me what the cue is, okay. Is it the vibration in the collar, or is it the application of electricity on the collar? Is that the cue, okay? Tell me what behaviour that you're training, and then tell me what the consequence or what the motivation is for the dog, okay? Now, that's how all behaviour works. Antecedent, cue, command, whatever you want to call it, instruction, behaviour, which is what we do, or the physical act, and the consequence, which is the reason for doing it. Without motivation or without consequences, there is no behaviour, okay? And that is where I differ from some of the information that's coming to me from this, okay? Now, because we're talking about what the motivation is for the dog, okay? So the motivation has to be achieving something good, stopping something good from going away, not achieving something bad, or getting something bad to go away, okay? So that's your positive and negative reinforcement and your positive and negative punishment, not in that order, okay? So there has to be some motivation for the dog, and that's where I'm coming from in this, okay? If the motivation for the dog is that he is looking to not get the collar, the electrical stimulation switched on in the first place, or once it's switched on, to get it switched off, that by definition has to be aversive. Has to be, okay? Because if it's something good, the dog won't want it, will want to gain it, or won't want it switched off. Okay, so that's where I'm coming from in this, that way I do as much as I can not to use negative reinforcement, which is something unpleasant going away, to motivate behaviour, or positive punishment, which is avoiding something unpleasant in the first place. And the reason that I do that is because I don't want the dog making associations with me or with the environment with that unpleasant stimulus, and we can call it unpleasant, painful, annoying, whatever it is, unpleasant enough that it motivates the dog to act, okay? So, I know we can train dogs with e-collars. I know that there's people achieving the highest levels of performance in competition using e-collars. That is not up for debate. I know all the trainers who use them, I can name them, okay? I don't need it pointed out to me, okay? What I'm looking to do for you guys is for you to engage with me if you want to, and if you don't, it's totally cool. Tell me what the cue is and what the reinforcer or what the punisher is. So what's the motivation, what's the consequence for the dog, okay? And we can have a chat about that. I will be more lax with the thread within a thread, okay, because I think it needs to go that way, okay? Same again, respectful, no name calling, nothing emotional, okay? posts that dare me to look at other things will be deleted, okay? And if there's any post, I dare you to look at this and I dare you to look at that. I've seen them all, I've researched this. I spent last night looking at videos on YouTube, watching how, and this is across the board, okay? Number of videos on YouTube and they're all training the same way, okay? Which is my concern about these things, okay? So again, my page, my rules. I've only got so much patience, and but we're actually having a fairly healthy discussion about it, which is good, and that's all I'm looking for, so that we can put accurate, clear information out there that people can make informed choices on for their dogs. Whereas just now, I see so much bad information, doesn't hurt, it's not annoying, no fallout, it's necessary, which in my experience is not the case. Cool, okay, so thanks very much for your continued engagement. Let's try and keep it light, let's try and keep it unemotional, try and keep it adult, no name calling, you know the rules, I'm ruthless with the rules, okay? So yeah, thanks very much, and we'll see what happens here.